This is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time, and personally one of my favorites. He had it all, this guy. The perfect look, the right size, and the right attitude as well. This man could move in the ring, let me tell you. There was a match between him and Bret the Hitman Hart in the mid to late 80s, I believe. It was when Bret Hart started his career in the WWE, or WWF at the time. And Ricky the Dragon started around the same time. And what a match these guys put on. And both of them no stranger to a great technical match. They were supposed to have a match at WrestleMania 2, I believe it was, but it was scrapped, I guess, and they threw in Hercules Hernandez to face Ricky the Dragon. And not a great match, but the one saving grace is they didn't give them enough time to even do a proper match. So, whatever, that was a lost feud between them two. So, here comes WrestleMania 3, and Ricky the Dragon was on fire. The fans were really behind this guy. I know I loved him as a fan, as a child at the time. He was to face Randy Macho Man Savage, another one of my favorite wrestlers. And this, of course, was the 93,000 plus audience attendance record at the Pontiac Silverdome, of course. And I have to say, these guys put on the best match of the night. What an outstanding performance. I mean, both of these guys. And at the end of the night, at the end of the match, of course, Ricky the Dragon did win. He was awarded the Intercontinental Championship title. And what a champion he was. I mean, could you think of a better looking champion? I mean, not to sound strange, but the guy just epitomized the championship look. What a great one he was. So here's the story, and of course the name of the video, the WWF or WWE, they missed the boat on Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. They did. Now here's what happened, guys. Ricky the Dragon wanted to take a couple of days off, or perhaps a week off. His son was being born. He wanted to be there. He wanted to witness it. He wanted to be there with his wife for a couple of days after. No big deal. Hey, this guy was an honorable man, which I cannot say for all of the performers at the time. I'm sure if they were given a day off, whatever, they probably would have went and partied it up. Not Ricky the Dragon. He was an honorable man. So here's what Vince did. He said no. And he said, if you want to take the days off, go ahead, but you're going to be dropping the belt. This was unbelievable. For an honorable man like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat to have this happen because he wanted to do something even more honorable and be there for his wife and the birth of his son, just incredible, Vince. I mean, made a lot of great decisions in his day. But this one was a terrible one. So we already decided on the fact that he was going to drop the belt, and a random professional wrestler was just so happened to walk by, and it was this dink. This guy here. And I am not a fan of this guy, and I'll tell you right now, I don't like him. A lot of you guys might like him. It's Honky Tonk Man. Just a terrible performer. A leech, in my opinion. Leeched off the hard work of other wrestlers. So they had the match, and Ricky the Dragon did the best he could. I mean, working with a dandy like Honky Tonk Man. Just terrible. And he won the belt, and he held on to that title for a long time. He made that belt famous. I seen some internet poll. He was decided to be the best Intercontinental Champion of all time. Are you kidding me? He defeated perhaps the best Intercontinental Champion of all time. Either way, this was a slap in the face to Ricky the Dragon. They followed this up with a WrestleMania, a 4 tournament, and Ricky the Dragon lost in the first round against old Greg the Hammer Valentine. Not that there's anything wrong with Greg the Hammer, but I believe he was definitely not in Ricky the Dragon's league as far as the fans. And I mean, they could have gave him the win, and the next match in the tournament was against Macho Man Randy Savage. It would have made a great rematch, and if he had lost to Randy, he would have saved some face. It would have been 1-1 for them. They could have perhaps did a third final match at WrestleMania 5. Who knows? But either way, Ricky the Dragon seen the writing on the wall. Vince was going to make him into a jobber, and that was just terrible when you think of the quality of this man. So he went to WCW. Why not? For greener pastures. And it was much greener pastures. He was not happy, I don't believe. Perhaps with the pay, perhaps with the action, who knows? He skipped around, he went even wrestled in Japan. But then Vince came calling, perhaps he seen how good he was. And perhaps the money was there for Ricky the Dragon, so he did go back. And he was repackaged with this ridiculous outfit, which I think is totally ridiculous. I mean, they even had him blowing smoke or flames out of his mouth. He had to carry this liquid, this terrible liquid in his mouth all the way down to the ring, which definitely didn't help his matches, that's for sure. And to top this off, he was to job to The Undertaker at just a Saturday night's main event, I believe, or some sort of pay-per-view event. But either way, he seen the writing on the wall once again, so he skipped town for greener pastures once again to WCW. And it was naught but victory for this man, having matches with Lex Luger, and of course, rejuvenating that feud with Ric Flair. Woo! And I mean, come on, guys. He even had a feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was stunning Steve Austin at the time. So it just does not make sense. Vince McMahon, he should have let him have the time off. Go see his son be born. My goodness, it's an honorable thing. And he would have been back. He would have been ready for the Bret Hart era, the Shawn Michaels era, and of course, the Stone Cold era. And even Ric Flair came over in '92. They could even had a feud. I mean, Vince McMahon really missed the boat on Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. If you agree with me, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And it wouldn't hurt a thing to tap that subscribe button and increase my sub level. Of course, my goal is to get 1,000 subscribers. And then, of course, beyond. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Have a great day.